Hey, welcome to Software as Craft. My name is Paige Watson. Let's talk a little about third-party dependencies and wrapping them. So whenever we have an external library or some sort of system function that we have on the edges of our code that we don't necessarily control, we want to wrap that in a class that we do control. It makes it easier to test. It also decouples that implementation from our code. So in this case, we're going to talk a little about the System.out print line that I have here. Right now, as it is, it's very coupled into our code. We will always write to the System.out. And if that's what we want to do, fine, but it makes it really hard to test. In fact, to test it, we have to do quite a few things. We have to set up a print stream. We have to set up a byte array output stream. Then we actually pass that into the system set out function. And down in our tests, when we run our app and then we check that the output that we got was equal to what we expected, and then we tear it down at the end and we remove that our changes from the system out. Now we're actually making changes to the system output stream itself. We don't want to do that. And really this tests the implementation, right? This is a big issue. We don't need to test our implementation by reading the system out. What we do need to test is our functionality. So let's uncouple our code by wrapping this external dependency. So first we're going to create an interface, and we'll just call it output stream here, or whatever. It's an interface that only has the functionality that we need. In this case, it's the print line. Then we create a wrapper class for the system out, and we actually call what we want to call to that third-party library or that system function within that wrapper class. And you'll notice all the way down, instead of calling system out, now we're calling our outstream.println. This is much more decoupled in our code. And in fact, in our tests, it makes it a lot easier as well. In our tests, we create a test output wrapper class that implements that outstream interface. And this just gives us the ability to sort of save what was written, what was passed into that print line function, and test against it. This also allows a little bit more extension of our application class later if we want to pass in, say, a logger or use some other output method. It's very easy to change that because we're not tightly coupled. And that's how we wrap output dependencies. Again, I'm Paige Watson, and this is Software as Craft.